Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you guys a tool that I built to update PowerPoint decks automatically. If you ever have a deck that you need to update regularly to show latest information, then this tool is for you. As you can see, the tool is under the URL updatedeck.com, so feel free to visit it and test it on your own. First of all, I want to show you guys the idea behind this. So the idea of updating the deck automatically is that when you upload the deck to this site, and the application is gonna parse your PowerPoint slide, and then it's gonna extract all the data you have to a data sheet. And you can see that here we will be editing the data in the Excel spreadsheet, and we can make use of pivot tables and also the Excel formulas, which are super powerful and very flexible, right? And if you are using PowerPoint, you are probably already very familiar with Excel spreadsheet, and you know that you can basically do anything with spreadsheets. So by outputting the data from the PowerPoint to the spreadsheet, this gives you all the flexibilities, all the powers of Excel spreadsheets. And once you finish updating that, you can upload this spreadsheet. This updated, I call it data sheet, meaning that it contains data. You upload that to this app, and it's gonna replace the data in your deck with the latest data from your data sheet. As you can see here, this is an example of the table updated, and you can drag this comparison to see the before and after comparison. You can see that if we update the year-to-date number, and the only thing that changes are the year-to-date 555 to 400, and also the MTD month-to-date number changed to 200, right? Nothing else changes. And notice that there are formats associated with these texts, right? So this is bold, and the percentage last year, these numbers, they are bold, and they are colored to be gray. And notice that this tool does not change the format. So I know everybody spends a lot of time formatting their deck so that the PowerPoint looks great in your presentation. And I want to try the best to reserve those efforts. So what we do is we only replace the content or the text, and we leave the format alone. Okay, so you can still have your beautiful format, and you only replace the numbers whenever you need it. All right, so that's the idea, and let's see how do we do this in action. So if you scroll up, we're gonna use the example, the third example over here. Click on that. This is the sales scorecard PowerPoint, and this is already uploaded as an example, so you don't need to upload it again. And you can just click on generate a datasheet. That's the first step. So this step is going to extract all the text and numbers, and also the data from this chart into a spreadsheet, and then we can update it from there. Let's click on generate the datasheet, save it to your computer. Okay, now in my download folder, I can see that this is downloaded to sales scorecard datasheet. Open that up, and you can see that every text and number in the PowerPoint slide is shown here. So each of these blue titled cell, this is the ID of the shape, and you cannot change this. All you can change is the element or the content of the shape. So you can change the text. You can also change, this is obviously the chart because we have January and February data over here. So if you update the data here, this can change the chart. And if you update the text over here, it's gonna change the title, the heading, or anything within this slide. So as the first step, I think it's a good idea that we update this chart first. So let's see how do we do that and have it dynamically linked to this PowerPoint. First, we need to enable editing. All right. And then I have prepared some very simple data just to show the process. Here's our sales by month, day, and current year sales, last year sales. So what I'm gonna do is simply make a copy of this, add a sheet, paste it here. All right. Now we do not need this one. Minimize that. Okay, give it more space so everything shows up. And this is the data source we're gonna be working with. So we want to have this to be dynamically updated to this chart here. So we're gonna need to do some very simple transformation so that January sales are aggregated to one row, February sales is in one row, and every month it's in its own row. Okay, so let's do that in a pivot table. So if I go to Insert, go to Pivot Table, click on Add a new pivot table, and then it's gonna be existing workbook because I want to put it right here so you can see everything. Okay, so then we're gonna go month on the row, and then last year sales on the values, current year sales on the values. There we go. And then I'm just gonna make a copy of this pivot table and put it beside this, because we're gonna need to do some very simple and very quick formatting. The first thing we notice that the column header, so column header currently is last year, but in our pivot table it's last year, sum of last year's sales, so that's not good. It's not good for the business, they don't want to see that, so let's change this to last year. The same with the current year sales, so change this to current year. All right. Another thing you notice is that the pivot table comes with the grand total. And obviously, we do not want that in our chart. The chart should show January, February, and March, not the grand total. So then we just need to remove that. Go to pivot table design, grand total, off for the rows and columns. All right. So now you can see that we have a pivot table that is really close to the data in the chart. And then what we need to do is to simply replace the existing data with this one. All right, just like that. Let's give it more space, so make sure that all the numbers are showing up. Perfect. And that should be enough. Let's close this, save it. All right, now we have an updated data sheet and we want to update this stack accordingly. So just drag and drop it. It's gonna process your data. And bam, here you go. So this is the updated slide. You know that because this says it's updated. And if you click and hold on this image, you can see that this changes to original. So you can compare what has changed. Right? Once you're happy with the result, click on download and save your updated deck. Open that. And you have it. Enable editing. And you can keep doing what you love to do with PowerPoint slides. And the whole process does not take you to anywhere else. There's no other format involved. And you can make use of this process whenever you see fit. Okay? And everything is editable, just like when you created this yourself. Now, that's not everything, because you can see that we have this chart updated. What about the numbers over here? You can imagine that if we want to update this sales chart, that means we have March data coming in. And that means our month to date will be changed to March. Our year to date will include March's data. And the percentage will also change. The affiliated sales will change. The total sales will change. The title percentage year to date is going to change. So every number in this slide needs to change. And can we automate that as well? You bet you can. Okay, so let's close that. To do that, let's go back to the datasheet. Now, I want to show you one example of how to do that, and you can get a feeling of how do you want to do that for all the other numbers. So let's say we want to update this year-to-date sales number. This is currently hard-coded or written as $400 million, and that number should correspond to the year-to-date sales grand total, so this number, right? And to make this number dynamic, what we need to do is to first break this apart into the part that changes and the part that does not change. To do that, I would make a formula. So make a copy of this and paste it here. So we're gonna change this to an Excel formula. That means just add an equal sign, and if it's a text, just enclose it in quotation marks, and use the ampersand to concatenate that one with the second part. Okay, you can assert that you have the correct result by comparing the original value and the value created by formula, and you can see it's the same value. So that means we have successfully replicated the original value using formula. And we spend this effort because the formula can be dynamic. For example, here, this is currently showing 400 million. I can change this to this cell. Okay, so you can see now it's showing the value in this cell, and then it's going to concatenate this with the plus 2%. And it looks like that. And that's not beautiful because we lose the millions, the unit, and we also don't have the dollar sign. How do we add that? Well, that's really just some simple Excel formulas, right? So first, let's do millions. A very intuitive way is to just divide this by 1 million. 1 million, all right? And then we're gonna add the dollar sign. So it's gonna be a dollar sign first, concatenate that with 1,200 and million. So that is the result we want. And to update this, we simply change the reference from this cell, delete that, to this beautifully formatted cell. There we go. And you can see now this is dynamic. Once we're happy with this result, again, just drag and replace the year-to-date value. Replace that. Beautiful. Now, let's save our changes. Okay. And here, go back to the original slides and drag and drop our updated datasheet. Okay, what do we have here? So you can see the chart is updated, and also 1,200 million, this is updated as well. Okay, if you compare the result, so this used to be 400, now it's 1,200. Okay, so using the same methodology, you can make the 2%, the percentage over last year, dynamic. You can also make this heading dynamic. So if it's increasing, you're gonna show it's up and down. And you can change every single value in this slide. And after things are changed, after you set up the data sheet, all you need to do when you have new data is to update your data source. Okay, so if you update this and then you refresh all these pivot tables, all the formulas would also change. So there's nothing you need to do. Okay, so before I close this, just let me show you how easy it is to update the deck. And now, for example, we have some new data, and February is gonna be having 100 million too. So I'm just updating current year's sales. So everything changed from 200 million to 100 million for every day in February. Then what I do is I would refresh every single pivot table by choosing refresh all. There we go. So you can see current year sales is dropped by 200 million from 1,200 to 1,000. Okay, and automatically the formula updates. If you want to check the sheet, you can see that this value is also changed, and of course this pivot table is updated. So notice that except I refresh all the pivot tables. I didn't update anything, okay? I will simply close and save this, go back to the original slide, drag and drop it, and there you go. 1000 over here. This value is changed. In February, the total sales has changed. Okay, this is changed as well if you compare the before and after results. So that's it. That's how easy it is once you have your data sheet wired up dynamically using Excel formulas. And this is a very simple introduction to the tool. And I wouldn't dive into all the magical things you can do in spreadsheets. And let me know if you guys are interested in seeing all the beautiful tricks you can do to automate your deck. And if you think this tool is helpful, if you have any suggestions or you found any bugs, feel free to leave a comment and I will definitely get back to you. All right. Hopefully you would enjoy this tool that I created to help you guys. And let me know if you like it or hate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.